Day of the Diesels was Thomas's first dark film. It's not as dark as A Journey Beyond Sodor or Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure. Seriously, Thomas doesn't get darker than this.
So long, Thomas! It's been a blast!
Back to Day of the Diesels, it's about Percy feeling neglected when Thomas bonds with Sodor's new firefighting friends.
Flynn will be another new friend for Thomas. Then he'll have even less time for you.
He befriends the devious Diesels, and soon becomes part of Diesel 10's master plan to take over the Steamworks.
Last night, I told my friend at the Diesel Works about you. He'd like you to visit.
The movie plays with concepts like steam engines versus diesel engines, and inner conflict.
Very special visitor there. You'd be a very special visitor there.
Diesels can be devious. Diesels can be devious.
The movie can be slow at times, having too much narration, and the ending really dropped the ball not having a big payoff. However, the movie is still well made. The animation is crisp, the score is tight, and with that darker tone, Diesel 10 really is a strong villain.
A shape slid from the shadows. Percy knew who it was.
Diesel 10.
Hello, Percy. Diesel said you might come to visit. What an honor. It's been a very long time.
We'll talk more about Diesel 10 later. Some say that there's a director's cut that made the movie longer and even more dark. That's an interesting topic in itself, but I digress. For the most part, the characters are accurate, except for Thomas's flaw of allowing Flynn to stay in Percy's berth, making Percy spiral into depression and turn to the dark side out of spite.
Flynn was in Percy's place at Tidmouth Sheds, next to Thomas.
Percy! Good to see you! Thomas said I could ease my axles here. Until you came back, of course.
Percy wheeshed, and Percy whooshed. He was upset.
Where have you been, Percy?
Percy looked at Thomas. His best friend didn't feel like his best friend anymore.
There's also symbolism in the movie to be analyzed. In the beginning of the film, Percy looks up at Diesel 10 from the lower level. Later in the film, after feeling betrayed by Thomas, he sits next to Diesel 10 on the high level as his second. Percy frequently revisits Diesel 10 in the movie, and you can catch this transition. There were some small moments of humor that I appreciated and also progressed the story.
Even Cranky liked Belle.
Anything that needs lifting, just ask.
Thank you, Cranky. Could you help me, Cranky? Those packages are big and heavy.
I don't meddle with mail. That's your job.
Come back soon, Percy. I'll be waiting. Oh.
In favor of being a hero to the Diesels, Percy unknowingly betrays Thomas.
Percy, we are going to do something very special. We are going to take over the Steamworks. And you will lead us. When we have the Steamworks, Sir Topham Hatt will listen to us. And you will be our hero. Are you ready, Percy?
Just then, Thomas rattled in.
Welcome, Thomas. We've been waiting for you for so long. Den and Dart will take care of you. Percy and I are busy.
Come with us to the back shed.
I don't want to puff to the back shed. I want to take Kevin back to the Steamworks.
Dizzy Diesels!
You have to stay here. We're going to take care of you.
Percy saw Thomas. Thomas saw Percy. Diesel 10's claw flashed. Sparks flew.
Are you ready to be a hero, Percy?
Percy smiled. Suddenly, he felt grander than Gordon, more special than Spencer.
Yes, I am.
As Dan and Dart took Thomas to the back shed, he called out to his friend.
Percy!
But Percy was already gone, leading the charge of the Diesels. Percy huffed and puffed, his pistols pumping, as the Diesels rattled and roared behind. They thundered through Henry's tunnel as they raced towards the steamworks.
Intense. But is Thomas the Tank Engine popular?
Oh, Thomas Tank Engine is very popular. If you any evidence or proof you might need is just the longevity. I mean, Thomas has been around, I'm not even certain, but I'm sure it's more than 30, 40, 50 years, if not longer. And the people that work on Thomas, I don't know if you know, a lot of them are just like older British men that are still tinkering with Thomas the Tank Engine, and even big movie stars want to be part of it. I mean, if you ever watched the Thomas the Tank Engine, the show, I mean, you had George Carlin, Ringo Starr, everybody wanted to narrate the show. It's extremely popular, and the beautiful thing about Thomas the Tank Engine is that it's a global entity. It's every 4-year-old child and every adult with a childlike, innocence still, possessing inside them, still wants to see Thomas the Tank Engine, just for the artistry, for the lessons, for the magic. It's amazing. Yeah, Thomas is still popular today, as it just begun just from the books and now to movies, and it's there's no reason why that should cease.
Happy 10th anniversary, Day of the Diesels.
Hello, Twinkle Toes. Remember me?
And now, a quick speedrun of the evolution of Diesel 10. I think that Diesel 10 and Day of the Diesels was the best version of Diesel 10. Diesel 10 made his debut on the big screen with the theatrical film Thomas and the Magic Railroad being the main antagonist. He returned in the series in Calling All Engines, but was not his evil self. Then, after a long hiatus, he returned with an evil English accent in Day of the Diesels, and now his claw kind of emulates his feelings, like he can move it like an arm, or it's like alive now. Like before it was more static and it was just kind of mechanical, but now his claw can move with his feelings, making him even more evil.
Need a new Diesel Works.
Diesel 10 clacked crossly.
Then you must bring Thomas here. That way we will have
Also,
his...
he's the only character without a driver. Who controls him? In the show, we see people operating Thomas and his friends, but we don't see any doors to get into Diesel 10. And then he made a quick comeback in the 2013 episode of The Missing Christmas Decorations, and that's about the last we've seen of Diesel 10. But I think, and really believe, he'll be in a movie someday.
Yes.